trial for the man accused of killing 4 University of Idaho students is being moved to Ada County. Court documents signed by an Idaho Supreme Court justice today show the trial of that man, Bryan Kohberger, which is set for next summer, will now be in Boise in an Ada County courtroom. Kohberger will be moved to Ada County ahead of the trial. We knew this was going to be moved, but not exactly where. Now we know. Ada County. He is accused of killing Xana Kernodle, Madison Mogan, Ethan Chapin, and Kaylee Gonsalves in November of 2022.
Just now here in Print 2, Idaho's Chief Justice has ruled that Bryan Kohberger's trial will officially be held in Ada County. Kohberger is the man accused of killing 4 University of Idaho students last year. A Latah County judge approved the change of venue request on Tuesday. The judge said he was concerned about getting a fair trial in Moscow. The Chief Justice ruled that Kohberger will be moved to the Ada County Jail as soon as possible.
Welcome back to my Mental Health and Crime channel. My name is Huda London. This is the case of the Idaho quadruples. May the 4 victims rest in peace, condolence to their families, and may the correct justice be served. Hopefully, we should be getting closer to justice, the correct justice. This case would have been doomed if it stayed in Latah County. So I appreciate the fact that Judge confirmed and granted the decision of changing the venue of this horrific crimes case to Ada County that has almost a population of over 400,000, I believe. 10 times bigger than Latah County. We've heard clearly what the people who took in the survey said they would do if Bryan Christopher Kohberger was found innocent. They said they're going to burn down the court. They said they would let the families deal with him and unalive him. They said they would take justice into their own hands, in their own hands. And we can't have that. So Judge has proved to be a very fair, reasonable judge. And he did what was right. Because we want the correct justice for these 4 precious victims. May they rest in peace. I don't care if Bryan Christopher Kohberger is innocent or guilty, but nobody deserves to be judged so unfairly. You can't have a biased county that wants to already prosecute this man when nobody is guilty until proven by the court of law. It's not only people in Latah County that have been biased against this man, so has the parents of at least one of the victims. May Kaylee rest in peace. Her family deserves justice, so does the other families. But justice has to be served correctly with a fair trial. Latah County proved on their survey how biased they are. And I'm so happy that Ann Taylor did the survey. She just proved what we all knew. I've been following this case from the first day it happened. The first breaking news. And I remember many YouTube creators were busy with Kylie Rodney's case. Many people were disappointed with the autopsy results of Kylie Rodney because many of us believe that was foul play too in Tucky, California, Placer County. But in this case, We could see from the very beginning that there was 4 figures running, 3 unidentified male DNAs. The house has been demolished. Everyone on the grub truck, looked like they were surveilling the girls, Maddie and Kaylee. We had Shawalter, aka Hoodie Guy, saying, "You know they're going to get you, Maddie." And a couple of hours later, Maddie, Kaylee, and Xana were gone, were deleted from the face of this earth, which is so, so tragic. I personally believe up to today that Kaylee had a stalker. The vape shop manager that Kaylee has been to 6 to 7 times with Maddie and her friends said that Maddie and the girls told him that they were always surrounding Kaylee because Kaylee had a stalker. Who was the stalker? Was it allegedly Brian Christopher Koberger? Or was it somebody else? Was it her ex-boyfriend Jack D, who had bruises on his face and bruises on his hands? I can imagine that Kaylee's parents are really disappointed about the court decision, the judge's decision to change the venues, but this wouldn't be fair. If they want the correct justice for their daughter, they should let a fair trial happen. I do understand the distance is long for them to get to Ada County, but then it's unfair for justice to be served because Lehigh County is survey that was done by an expert that Ann Taylor brought in proved that these people were willing to judge and make up their minds, pass judgments about Koberger, about his guilt, and about what they should do if he is found innocent. They said clearly they're going to burn down the courthouse. Are we living in the 11th or 12th century? People want to burn down courts because they disagree with the decision. I appreciate what Judge John Judge did. He came with a fair decision, and unfortunately, he wouldn't continue being the judge in this case. He doesn't want to continue with this. Maybe because he knows that there's a lot of evidence missing. Maybe he feels that the prosecutor's case is not strong enough. Or maybe this is just too much for him. He's not a very young man. I don't think he wants to spend months and years on this case, because even if Koberger's found guilty, he's still going to appeal. But I think Judge John Judge has proved to us that justice can still be served by certain judges.
For Brian Koberger's legal team, who used experts to testify about the personal connections that people in Moscow had to this case, feelings of fear, stress, and anxiety that they say people in other counties didn't have. This morning, the judge in Moscow, Idaho, granting a legal victory for Brian Koberger, agreeing to move his trial out of Lehigh County where the murders took place. The judge saying the defense proved a reasonable likelihood that prejudicial news coverage will compromise a fair trial in Lehigh County.
There hasn't been positive stories about Brian Koberger. It's negative stories. It's all negative.
ABC has reached out to Koberger's family multiple times for an interview, but they have declined.
All right.
Koberger's defense team, who says he's innocent, called multiple expert witnesses to testify that the jury pool in the tight-knit community had bias and prejudgment opinions of guilt. Prosecutors say they can link Koberger to the murders of Kaylee Gonzalez, Madison Mogan, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin through DNA evidence found at the scene, as well as security footage and cell phone data, and argued they could still secure an impartial jury in Moscow.
There's no place that you can go in America and find people that haven't read about this case. I think this was the right call by the judge.
Kaylee's family speaking to ABC News overnight.
We always tried to do what we thought was the best, keeping it where it happened. But if that can't happen, let's hit the ground running and just get it going.
That was a right thing to say, Steve. And you're right. The trial has to move on for the sake of Kaylee, Maddie, Xana, and Ethan. And for the sake of Brian Christopher Koberger. We need to find out what really happened that night and who is responsible. I want to know who and why were the four figures running at 3:12 in the morning. Where was Jack D? Why is Kaylee's sister and mother protecting Jack D from the beginning? Why was Jack D ruled out the last? Kaylee had a stalker. Was Jack D the person they were referring to? We know that was an ex, but once you stop dating a person and start stalking the person, the tables turn. You become a stalker, allegedly. We've heard of many DV cases going wrong. We heard of jealous ex-partners. Jack D's alibi never makes sense. His injuries don't look right. Where was Jack D that night? And why was he the last one to be ruled out? I am still baffled and shocked that Jack Showalter, a.k.a. Hoodie Guy, was ruled out before Jack D. That says a lot to me. A.k.a. Hoodie Guy was the guy who said, you know they're going to get you for that Maddie. He threatened the girls, but yet he was ruled out. I believe he was the first person ruled out. And let's not forget, he left 2 o'clock at night. He said he drove to Boise, Idaho, where his rich parents, own a cabin. His mother's a doctor, his father's a doctor, his 2 older brothers are doctors. They have influences in Boise, Idaho. Ada County is in Boise, I believe. I really hope that the 4 students get the correct justice. Saying, where was Jack D that night? Because the girls were calling him. That's why I'm wondering. Is he trying to say he didn't hear 1 call out of the 10 missed calls? Or maybe he knew something was going to go down, so he ignored the calls. Or was he in the room? Did he call himself like I've always said? I really want to know why the surviving roommates chose Hunter Johnson to call 911. Where was Hunter Johnson that night? Where was his girlfriend, Emily? Why would you wear a silver chain or a bling bling chain, a shiny, glittering chain on a Memorial Day? His friends passed. They were horrifically, brutally unalived. And he's standing there with this chain cracking jokes about Eaton owing him money. I know people make jokes to cheer up the mood, but nothing about Hunter was serious in the memorial. You can go back and look at that clip. Why did they choose to call Hunter? Was Hunter part of the alibi DM and BF cooked up, allegedly? His girlfriend is Xana's best friend. I've hardly seen any pictures of Xana without Emily. So where was Emily? This picture was taken 2 weeks before the Idaho quadruples. That's Xana to the right and DM, Dylan Mortensen, with the blue wig on. It was Halloween. These pictures look very concerning. DM doesn't look really all right there. She looks like she's crying, actually. DM was one of the newest roommates. I wonder if she's being bullied. These pictures are really weird. Trigger warning. Wonder what is going on here. Pay attention to Maddie sitting on DM's lap, and Xana has one leg on DM's leg. So it looks like DM is trapped, allegedly, to get out. She's put on a lockdown. Are they pouring the drink in her mouth? Allegedly? That picture does not look right. Could it be possible that DM was having a hard time living there? Guys, let's be honest. May the victims rest in peace, but we've heard rumors plenty of times that Maddie and Kaylee, may they rest in peace, were mean girls. They were mean girls, apparently, was the rumors coming out from the college. We've heard of the incident of Hannah Clear, who unalived herself, who shared a dorm with Maddie or Katie. One of them, I think it is Maddie. There was rumors in the beginning people were saying that Hannah Clear unalived herself. She deleted herself because she was being bullied by Maddie. Some say it was Kaylee, allegedly. And then we see these pictures, although it was Halloween, of DM looking very uncomfortable, concerning pictures, and I wonder if she is being bullied. Did it take a toll on DM? And did she work with someone to either keep quiet and not call the police when the unalivings of the quadruples were happening? Was she part, allegedly, was she an accessory to this? Allegedly. Or was she just a surviving roommate who was scared for her life? Actions and pictures say a lot. The actions there in the picture is not right at all. They can be putting up an act, but it doesn't seem so. Not to me, at least. This picture is floating around in the beginning on social media. Okay, so I looked at Dylan's VSCO page and she's got a photo with a boyfriend on there, both wearing ski masks. The right photo is the rumored ski mask photo that apparently seemed to be around the house at the time of the unalivings from Snapchat. I know for a fact I researched and Snapchat when this happened around 2022. In 2022 and downwards, they not save messages and all. It used to disappear quickly. But then I heard Snapchat has become like WhatsApp and other apps that they have to save the chats. The one in the pink mask is allegedly DM, which it looks like a female. The one with the black mask next to DM was said that it was allegedly a boyfriend, Quinn Kelly. Now, the picture on the right with the black mask, the green jacket and hoodie that picture was taken in front of 1122 Kings Road at 3:01. It was always said that it's not facts, guys, because we don't know what the facts are. There's so many rumors mixed up with facts, but these pictures were around for a very long time from the beginning. So if this person with this whole black mask and the green jacket was standing in front of the girl's house, it would make sense that the timeline was between 3 to 4 a.m. in the beginning. Some people said it was Showalter. Allegedly, some people said it was Maddie's boyfriend, Jake. I know the person looks like they have bushy lips or thick lips, but no. You can see the person is being punched on the lips. That's why the lips are swollen. It could be anyone. It could be a female. It could be a male. But it's kind of concerning. DM looks like she just wants to run away from that place. She looks really uncomfortable. Look at her cheeks. There are tears pouring down her cheek. So I don't think it's just a regular Halloween picture. I think there's a story behind it. There was something definitely going on with all the girls, the victims, the surviving roommates in 1122 Kings Road. This was just 2 weeks before the unalivings. I find this picture to be very interesting too. That's E, the one circle. The guy on the left with the white shirt is Eddie, I believe. Apologize if his name is wrong, but he's from the Sigma Chi. He was the one who opened the door for the police when the police was telling them not to mess around with them, and they were asking them questions of where the people who live in 1122 Kings Road was. But pay attention to the background. Pay attention to the white house that you see from outside the window. That is 1122 Kings Road. Look at the view they had of the victim's house. I wonder how much they could see into the windows. I wonder if this is where the planning started from. Another thing, it was said in the 4chan, allegedly, that David Lott could see the girls' bedrooms directly from his room. So I wonder if he lived in this floor too, because you could see when the lights go off on the second and third floor. And they said they would do it when the lights go off within 19 minutes. They said one person to do the wet job and 2 or 3 on the lookout, and they wouldn't take their phone devices. It all actually lines up with the 4chan at times, allegedly. So please let me know what you'll think of the court venue being changed to Idaho County. I believe that's in Boise. I think that is really fantastic news. That was the right decision from Judge John Judge, because it would be really unfair for the 4 victims and for Bryan Kohberger. To get the correct justice, it's better that this case is not tried in the same county it happened, because these people want to crucify him. Please like, share, and subscribe. Have a lovely evening. May the correct justice be served. Condolence to the families. Rest in peace to the 4 beautiful victims.